the children dead from war. Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth, this weeping shore? I don't know where we are, although I know we're drifting by. Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth as we make sure?
And we are back.
Boom.
After being off for 1 week, we are back post-election. And, you know, when I was looking for the song for the show today, I'm like, you know, I got to come in with something funky, you know, something hard. And some said, look at Michael Jackson.
Pick the GOAT.
And that song just does something to you. Because Michael Jackson, when he did that song, he knew what he was doing. That song says it all. What about us? What about us? Where did it all go wrong? Where did it all go wrong? And I just thought that song was prevalent for us to come in on today. You are listening to the Royal Conversation with the Queen and Company. Hey. And of course, I got my company and my ride or die, my right hand.
Yeah.
The one that keeps me sane sometimes, and sometimes drives me insane. The none other than the best DJ this side of creation, DJ Adore.
Yeah.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Not bad. You know, when I was getting our music today, I was, feeling some type of way. You know, we coming in post-election. As we all know, last Tuesday didn't go the way that we would have liked or anticipated. But it is what it is at this point. There's nothing that we can do to change the result. We keep moving. Life goes on. And we just got to accept what we have been given. And when you know the players, you know the game. And you understand the game. And, all week and all last week after the elections, I kept telling everybody, it's okay to not be okay. But we can't stay in that space too long.
Nope.
We still got work to do. Regardless of who sits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, we still got to worry about what goes on at downtown Cleveland. Because at the end of the day, that is where everything that affects us is made. The decisions are made at Lakeside Avenue, downtown Cleveland. Everything that affects us in our communities are made on the local and the state level. And I say that, I've been saying that, and T, you can attest to that. I've been saying it since I've been on air, and I've been on air since 2015. So we going on 10 years now. And I've been saying it since 2016. If you go back and look at my Facebook page.
I learned a lot. Talk about them G dollars. What is it again? One more time.
CDBG.
Let me write that down.
CDBG. Community Block Grant Dollars.
So
you
don't play about that.
One thing for sure.
Martin said it. Martin said it in his speeches.
Yeah,
Jay brought it to light.
And I've been saying it, and I went back today and I looked at something that I had posted back in 2016. It may have been yesterday or the day before. But I've been talking this and walking this a long time. I ain't been out here playing with y'all. Y'all just don't want to listen. That's the whole issue. We do not want to listen. But I've been talking it and walking it. And, when I said the last time in 2016 when he won the election, and I said, I'm built for this. There's nothing that can catch me by surprise. Because like I said, when you understand the players, you know the game. This is nothing but a game. Now we can sit here and stay in our feelings and stay in our emotions because that's what they want us to do, and that's what if you choose to stay there, that's on you. But one thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna let you see me sweat, and you ain't gonna know what trick bag I'm getting ready to come out of when I get ready to handle a situation, because I've learned to control. It's a Jedi mind trick. That's all it is. It's a Jedi mind trick. So we've been distracted. As African Americans, we've been distracted so much by so many, a plethora of things, that we've allowed those things to take us hostage. We got to break the bondage. It's got to come off. We can no longer be held in bondage. We can no longer be held to a certain standard. When we realize just how powerful we really are, then will we see traction and will we see movement. But until we gather ourselves, until we unite as one, as an ethnicity, as black folk, until we do that, we will continue to keep getting what we've always gotten. And we have an issue of where we are always putting the same people in these positions that mean us no good. And I'm saying that to say this: Cleveland, next year is the year that we clean sweep this local government. We got to make a clean sweep in this local government come next year in November. We have got to make sure that we quit playing with these people in these city government positions, because they've done nothing for us. They've done nothing for us. They haven't changed our communities. Look at our east side. It is downtrodden.
Only thing that's nice is downtown and Tremont.
That's what I'm saying. In the Detroit Shoreway.
And Cam's Corner.
And that's the Detroit Shoreway.
Look where that's at.
Where is that? West side. It's over the bridge. Black folks, we got to stop being so giggity boo when they coming around to you and they're talking to you and they're telling you what they gonna do, selling you these wolf tickets, because that's all they selling is wolf tickets. And then they get our vote, then they go on about their little merry way. They start their little businesses. They do what they gonna do. They line their pockets. All the while, we still lacking in services. We're still lacking in things that we need to make our communities thrive. There's no reason why our rec centers on the east side of Cleveland shouldn't look like Gun and Rec on the west side of Cleveland. There's no reason for that. There's no reason why we shouldn't have the same services and the same mindset that the people on the west side of the bridge got on the east side of the bridge. There's a difference and there's a disparity, but when you look at that disparity, who's leading the east side? Come on. You can say it.
I ain't gonna say less. Say less. Say less.
They look like us.
No doubt.
They look just like us. And they ain't doing nothing for us. But they want to make you think that they doing something for us, but they really ain't. They ain't doing nothing. And they know I'm going to call them out. They already know I'm coming for them.
But, is it... I gotta play devil's advocate.
Come on.
Is it some council people doing something good?
Which ones? Tell me which one.
I'm asking you.
From my experience, well,
Come on, DJ.
I've been out the city for a minute.
Okay.
I've probably been out the city about a little over 10 years.
Okay.
But before working for them, I mean, I deal with them here and there. They been gone. Let's just put it that way.
They checked out on us a long time ago. Because, just think about just look at our east side. We got Ward 1, the largest voting ward in the city of Cleveland.
This where we at now?
You're not in one.
No, right with the building at.
No, you're not in one. One is the Lee Harvard, Lee Seville
My bad.
area. So when you look at Ward 1, the largest voting ward in the city.
The south side?
South side.
And
Bigger than
it's
this area.
Yes.
A lot of older. And
Yes.
yeah, that's where
When back in the day, when you moved to Lee Seville to the Lee Harvard area, baby, you had money. You was considered to be rich.
Wow.
You was considered to be the upper echelon of black folk.
Now that I'm thinking, it is a lot of houses over there.
Yeah.
Harvard area,
Yeah.
Lee Road, Lotus. Okay.
And them, they don't leave.
Okay.
They don't.
They don't leave.
Okay.
But when you look at what happened in their ward, you got street takeovers. It got so bad to now at the intersection of Lee and Harvard, they have embedded ridges.
It's like a checkerboard.
But they cleaning it up.
They put ridges in the street.
But is that good or bad?
I'm gonna let the DJ elaborate on that one because that's his wheelhouse.
Now we ain't gonna have no more takeovers.
It's good apparently it should work. You know what I'm saying? You go spinning out, that's the end of your time, which is rightfully so.
Yeah.
But why should we have?
Why should we have to do
Why
that?
should we have to resort to that? These takeovers ain't new. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to remember at 4 or 5 o'clock, that's the police ain't out that time. Are they? It's least.
The police out 24 hours a day.
But
The problem is you don't have enough.
That's the problem.
Okay.
You don't have enough.
Okay.
We don't have enough. We do not have enough police policing our communities. But on top of that, we don't have enough of police that look like us policing our communities. We don't.
But
Let's just
whose
be
fault?
real.
But
That
to
is
whose
to our
fault?
detriment. That's
To
to
whose
our fault.
Well,
Ours.
'Cause I've
Now,
been in that position.
We should vote that.
I've been in that position where we hire us. Sometimes it ain't us. It's because we don't come ready and equipped to do the job.
That's true. That's
So
true.
you got two categories. You got
Yep.
those who don't do it and
no training.
complain and bitch and moan about it. Mm-hmm. Then you got those who want to do it that can't do it because of something that didn't happen. Now, I'm gonna be honest. We've been talking a whole lot over this last week, and I'm never gonna say I'm bitter about the election, but it's personal.
Okay.
And it's personal for me, for all these people that go out and support a felon and elect them to the highest office in the land. I want to start seeing that energy put into making changes for these people in the police department. I can't tell you how many people I turned away who legit. I mean, they had some things happen to them in their life. Unfortunate. No, it wasn't malicious. No, it's not them. But it booted them out. So when we gonna make the change? When we gonna take that shit off the application?
I'm with you on that. That's rule 2025. That got to be rule number 1.
But you know what? We've got to have legislators and we've got to have elected officials that know how to write that legislation to get it passed. That's the problem that we have.
But in defense, a lot of people are hiring felons as long as it's nonviolent. If you
I
about
think
it.
get rid of it, period.
There was a long list. They put the list out of all these jobs that's hiring, that's felons, as long as it's nonviolent. So I get it, but I don't. But it shouldn't be on the list at all.
I think that if it has nothing to do with, like you said, a violent crime, rape, child molestation,
Murder.
Robbery.
armed robbery, ag robbery.
But let's hold on. Let's back up though. I ain't going. It's gonna sound crazy. When
But you would know because that was your wheelhouse and you came out of that world.
Let's say so. Let's look at murder for a minute.
Okay.
All right. I ain't saying no names, but I got friends that's doing time for some shit. I know don't deserve to be there.
We had a dude here on Monday
So-
did 25 years and he didn't do it.
So, but imagine doing. Let's just say the circumstances dictated you to do what you did, but you're not that person. You got backed into a corner, and it was, to me, it's you or them.
Yeah.
Who we all gonna make that decision. It's not gonna be me. So at what point do we look at that person and say, you know what? I already knew this dude was solid before he went in. So what we gonna do when he get out? You know what I'm saying? Well, how we gonna make his life better other than labeling him and turning him away because of something that was an unfortunate, a legit unfortunate incident. It wasn't on purpose. It wasn't malicious. So man,
I mean, there's so many disparities that we face as a race of people. But I think a lot of times, and I'm probably going to step on some toes with this one, but it is what it is. We create a lot of our disparities. We create them.
Explain.
Because we don't do what we need to do and do our due diligence to ensure and inspect to what we expect of these people that we put in these seats. We don't do our homework. We don't hold these people accountable. We're not doing the work, as Inyala is saying. We are not doing the work of the people that we need to do to ensure that we get city services, to ensure that we are treated fairly. Yes, the odds are stacked against us. We already know that. And that goes back to what I say. When you understand the game, you know the players. And when you know the players, you understand the game. So it's about us being able to fight. And it ain't always about fist fighting. I'm just going to say it. I'm sick of all the protests. We ain't doing shit with it. Protesting is yielding us zero results.
Malcolm said it. He been said in the book.
It's yielding us zero results.
I haven't seen no. That's a few things that happen.
But those few things, what have they equated to? Has it changed the narrative in our communities?
Well, I mean, like you protesting and got some people up out of their positions. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I have.
Okay.
But I went to the table with an ask.
Okay.
You know, I knew when the thing about it is, T had to bring that up, didn't
I
he?
forgot. I'm like, y'all
But-
see
Why you bringing up old shit?
Yeah, why you bring up old shit, T?
but like,
Why you bring up old shit?
it's like for the you did it. I mean, on the local level, but on the major, it ain't gonna work. I'm with you on that. On the local level, it's gonna work.
It's gonna work because when we go and we protest, we have to put somebody at the table that's gonna say they protesting for this and this is the ask. This is what we want. We're not gonna stop until we get what we want. We're going and we're protesting, but we're not stating the ask of what we want in return. We're just not.
Yeah.
We're not doing any of that. We're just out here making a bunch of noise.
You can't show up with a bat and a brick, want to be part of it. You got it's deeper than
They
that.
had 40 people protesting because they didn't like the election on Tuesday. Did y'all see that?
I saw
Yes.
that, yeah.
So funny.
But what do you? Okay, so that goes back to my point. What are you getting out of it? What do you want to happen?
They just want to seem like they doing something or like because
It's
they
done.
Right. That's their right.
It's done.
Yeah,
That's the problem. We're taking this. That's my right. Instead of you taking your right and actually putting it to work to do something that's going to yield the results that we need to move the needle and to change the trajectory in our communities, we're not doing that. We're just going up here, we protesting, and a couple weeks or so, it's all over, said and done with. And what you got from
You
it?
ain't seen shit up.
You ain't seen none come
After,
up.
probably not even that long. Probably by the weekend.
That's what I'm saying.
Done.
You're right.
You're not getting anything out of it. So when do we begin to set the table?
You gotta do shit before, man. When you talk about change, you have to proactively prepare for that shit, and you have to constantly stomp, constantly knock on the door, constantly make noise, constantly get people's attention. So when it's that time, you're stacked and ready. You can't react to the shit that you can't control.
We as a race, we're more reactive than proactive. We love to react to a situation. But when we could be proactive before the situation happened, we didn't do it. So we're more reactive than proactive. I mean, we're just react to everything. We're a reactive nature culture. And we've got to get out of that mindset. And, people, the media is a hell of a thing, boy. I tell you, media is a hell of a thing. You keep saying things over and over and over again. You keep playing and you keep playing and you keep playing it. The mind starts to believe it. And if once they capture your mind, they got you. There's nothing, if your mind is not strong enough to sift through the truth and to go and research for yourself, you're going to believe everything that's on the internet. Because first thing they going to say, well, I Googled it and it was the truth. Like, for real?
Niggas can't read.
Check this.
Niggas can't read.
My one friend, Dana, she just said what we basically said. She said it'll never happen because most of us, or not all, want the right now. No one wants to really do, stomp the pavement. I'm trying to read this shit. I can't see.
Where's your glasses?
Essentially, I know I need them cheaters like a motherfucker. I'm getting old. Don't fuck with me.
I got it, baby. I'm with you.
But she's basically saying, you know what I'm saying? We got to get out there and stomp the pavement. We don't have any Malcolm X's or Martin Luther King, so.
Everybody, don't nobody really. I think now, they scared to be a Martin or a Malcolm.
But why are we scared when we now have the freedom? We have the freedom now more so than they did. Right. So why are we afraid now? We have everything at our disposal. We got to stop being punks.
I was going to say, it's easier to grab on the train than drive it. You know what I'm saying? When it's moving, oh yeah, let me get on. But to be the one to get in, start the engine and all that, don't nobody want to do that.
But why is that? That's what I don't understand. Because the thing about it is, we know what our disparities are. We know what we're lacking in our communities. But we scared to go and ask for it. And the bad part about it is, the people that we've elected to represent us in our communities look like us. So if you're scared to go and ask them that look like us, then what are you sending them there for? Why are they there?
That's what's wrong with us. We always want to do what the white man
It's the same reason people don't vote. Oh, it don't matter. So that's why people don't want to do it, because they don't think it matters.
If I hear one more time that my vote don't count.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
If I hear that one more time that my vote doesn't count, why do you think that they've introduced all this legislation to ensure that when you bring your black ass to that poll, you got a driver's license, a state issued ID, you got something of government issued. You can't bring a light bill anymore. You can't bring your damn cable bill anymore. You can't bring a piece of junk mail anymore. And baby, you better be on that roll to vote, because if you not, you get a provisional ballot. And you know what happens to them?
Well, listen to this.
Nothing.
To play devil's advocate, all the blue states that won, you didn't need an ID. Wow.
Wasn't many. Shit, I'm looking at that map.
But was that by design? Sometimes you have to look at things and say, was that by design?
Say yes.
Because if that was by design, then we know the game now. We know the game. That's what I don't understand, that people don't understand. You gotta play the game. You got to play it.
Don't hate the player.
There's no way that map should look like the blue should just be outlining the map. That's all it did, outline. It outlined the color.
That's terrible.
That's crazy.
But I mean, I don't think it was just more him. I think people mad at. So this is what I'm thinking. The way 2020, people were so mad at Trump. We didn't ask Biden for nothing. We just put him in there. And then like with the debate, and they seen how sleepy he was, that pissed everybody off, man. That pissed everybody off.
Well, here's what I will say.
And then we never heard from her. You mean to tell me all these 4 years this nigga been that sleepy and she ain't say nothing?
She can't.
She can say something.
No, she can't.
No, but she's not like
She's an assistant.
Yeah, but no.
That's no different than the assistant at the job. You don't get all the authority that the manager gets.
You're right.
You don't get that. So when people say, well, she had 4 years to speak up and she had this and blah, 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 blah. She can't make no changes.
But
she ain't the head.
But I've been doing my research. That's another black lady, and Kim Kardashian did more for black people than she did, and that's a fact. Getting them people.
You mean to tell me the people that she went and got pardoned? You talking about that?
20,000 people out of prison so far since 2020.
But that's the
So what's
problem.
Go ahead.
We're looking for these
Yeah.
stars to
Yeah.
come and save us.
you're right.
We're looking for the Cardi B's of the world to come and save us. And this I didn't see and I didn't notice. I'll say this and I'll give it to you. I didn't know who was up on stage twerking.
Megan Thee Stallion. We shouldn't have had that.
DJ, go ahead.
We had
Go ahead.
Jennifer Lopez. It was too many celebrities.
Go ahead.
But I guess in this essence, what are our expectations of the VP?
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
But when you look like us, you got to stand up and say something. Like we seen, but Barack did it for 8 years. He didn't stand up for nothing for us. So
But you know why?
We tired of what? He was the main nigga. He was
But
the
you know
head
why?
nigga.
You know why Barack
Why?
didn't stand up for
Why?
us? Because we didn't expect him to stand up for us. As black folk, we thought that when
we-
President
we
Obama
just went and voted.
won that White House,
He was just-
we said we turning it brown. And when we thought that he was gonna get that seat and he got that seat, we as black people thought we had arrived. And little did we know we was just getting to the damn train station. But I tell people all the time, I didn't give him a pass. I didn't. He did not do everything that I thought he could have done on the platform that he had. But we as black people didn't make him do it either. We didn't send our elected officials that fight for us on the local and state level to go up there and handle business, because they're the ones that were going and advocating for us to him, local and state level. So they didn't get the job done, which is why y'all need to get rid of every last one of them. President Obama only did what he was doing. We didn't ask him to do anything beyond what he did. We gave him another 4 years, so he had 8 years, and we still didn't tell him what we wanted from him.
He pushed that agenda.
And he pushed that agenda, but he pushed it because they told him to push it.
Only president ever in history. Sad.
But look at who he was. Look, what color was he?
Yeah.
Wasn't no other president pushing that agenda.
That was the puppet. I mean, that's part of the.
That's a part of the plan.
That's why I don't understand why everybody getting mad. If you real and you know what's going on out here, and you get to travel, and get to see others, get to be around the people. This is how it is. People don't leave their neighborhood. You really think about it, man. It's hard times out here, man. People don't be traveling. People go to the store and come back home, watch the news all day, and like you said, they keep, and that's that program.
It's the
That's
Jedi
that
mind
program.
trick.
Yeah.
It's that Jedi mind trick.
Ain't no sale, ain't no house phones, ain't no real posters out here. This shit is real out here, man.
Remember back in the day?
Tired of texting my phone. I'm glad it's over.
Oh my God! Remember back in the day?
You ain't, boy. Man, I couldn't wait till I was. Hell, 11-4 wasn't good enough. I was like, man, it's 11-6 yet?
It's
Because I'm
deep,
just
man.
trying to.
It's deep.
Remember back in the day when election was a thing, where it was
hell
important that you voted. We used to have commercials. Remember?
School was closed.
Yes, election day is so and so.
The entire
Make sure you get to
gym
the
was
poll.
Full of polls.
Oh,
Right.
Speaking of,
no lunch, no recess
no
that
nothing.
day.
Fuck my whole day up as a kid. What you mean no recess? Fuck, ain't no kickball
Are you
today,
serious?
goddamn.
Are you serious?
No shit, I couldn't vote.
Yeah.
Why I
Yeah.
gotta be
It
punished?
used
No,
to be
I'm just
serious.
saying. But,
Now
you know
it's
what I
just
mean? And we had them
regular
big
school.
metal ass
It's regular
voting
school.
machines with them clicked out, whatever the fuck them locker room type motherfucker. So when we was talking, about the polls, remember when I told you?
Yeah.
There were 6 stations set up in Bedford. 6 stand-up stations.
That's good or bad.
That's bad.
That's horrible. But
That's
guess what they
terrible.
told you?
What?
If the stations, because I stood in line, it was like one person
Then
in front
put your
of me.
thing in there.
Nah, if you can't find a station, you can sit at the table and vote.
But
You mean you couldn't set up 25, 30 of booths?
No
I
workers.
gotta sit here like I'm taking a fucking test.
No workers out there.
Nah, man, it's crazy.
But here's the other thing too to that. When you look at the numbers, and I'm glad that I post stuff on Facebook because it brings it back to me. When you look at the numbers of the unaffiliate voters in this county, it is mind blowing.
Say that again.
Unaffiliated.
Oh, they pick a party?
They don't pick a party.
It was all.
So what people don't realize is you think that you're doing something because you're not going Democrat or Republican. You think you're really doing something, but you're hurting the process. You're really hurting the process. You're not helping the cause. You are actually the cause. Because if you don't pick a party, you can't vote in the primaries. You cannot. unless your city
So you're talking
or your
about
prospective
20
ward.
2026, you can't vote if you don't pick a.
2025, in March of 2025, when we have the primaries, if you do not pick a party, you don't get to vote, because your area either has to have a bill on the ballot or some type of issue on the ballot, or you have some council people on the ballot. If you don't have any of that, you don't get to vote. And they ask you when you go to the Board of Elections, Republican or Democrat.
That shit crazy though.
They ask you.
That's crazy.
You want a Republican ballot or a Democratic ballot? Which one do you want? They ask you that. So we have to be very mindful that even though we don't pick a party, let me tell y'all something. I know y'all don't like the Democrats. I know y'all don't like the Republicans. But listen, you got to get somewhere, and you got to get somewhere. As the old folks say, you got to get your business fixed somewhere on that side. It's going to either be on the Republican side or the Democratic side. One of them two, because when you think about it, there's only two parties that's recognized in an election.
That's another conversation too.
For itself. So when you think about it, and I look at the numbers, because I've worked with the Board of Elections and I've seen it for myself. All these unaffiliated voters. Come on, y'all. It's over 500,000 of y'all. That's unaffiliated. And then y'all get an attitude when you go down there and you can't pull a ballot. Because I don't want to be a Democrat and I don't want to be a Republican. Well, then get your ass out of here. It's got to be a mind over matter. You've got to identify somewhere, because if you get to the general election, let's just say your person that you want to vote for is running on the Democratic ticket in the primaries, but because you don't want to identify with the Republican or Democrat, you can't vote for them. So by the time you get to the general election, they're not there. And then what happens? Well, I ain't gonna vote. Well, then probably you should have just picked a side in the primary so you could vote, and your person probably would have made it had you picked a side. We gotta play smart, and we gotta play smarter and not harder. This ain't rocket science. It ain't this ain't even chess. It's checkers. It really is. But people don't understand that we've got to do something, and we just can't keep sitting on the sidelines. We can't keep sitting idle. We just can't. We can't. So it's crazy, but y'all listen. You got to figure out what y'all gonna do, because if you don't do nothing at all, we're gonna continue to recycle the same thing over and over again. And with that, we're gonna go to break, because everything is a controversy, and Prince is gonna take us to break. Controversy. We'll be right back after this.
This is WNRV 108.1.
Can't believe all the things people say. Controversy. Am I black or white? Am I straight or gay? Controversy. Do I believe in God? Do I believe in me? Controversy. Controversy. I can't understand human curiosity. Controversy. Was it good for you? Was I what you wanted me to be? Controversy. Do you get high? Does your daddy cry? Controversy. 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 Do I believe in God? Do I believe in me? Some people wanna die so they can be free. So life is just a game. We're all just the same. Controversy. 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 Do not believe God. Do not believe me.
Let me tell you.
Some people wanna die so they can be free. So life is just a game. We're all just the same.
Don't you wanna play?
Controversy. Controversy.
This is WNRV 108.1.
And we are back. That was Prince and Controversy. We got a lot of controversy going on in this country. We got a lot of controversy going on in this city. But one thing for sure is we're gonna come up out of it. We gonna come up out of it. And I know, DJ, you had something that was in your soul and in your spirit that you wanted to get out. And we gonna let you handle that.
Hey, so listen, when we recap this election and just thinking about how, what was it, 4 months, not even 4 months, about 4 months that she had to prepare herself. So I'm this type of person like this. I don't care, I don't agree with a lot of things and a lot of people support. And likewise, they don't agree with the shit and people I support. But I ain't gonna never support the devil. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And that's my opinion of 47, soon to be, whatever the fuck you wanna call it. It don't make no difference to me. But what disappoints me is, and we, I talk about this all the time, and I post a lot of stuff and get very few comments. And it's a reason.
Yeah,
It's a reason.
I see that.
How are you going to, I call the police out, and I say this because, I would never label myself as a perfect officer, but I damn sure treated people the way I expected to be treated and opposite of how I've been treated. I've had a couple run-ins with the police before I got on. That made me want to do it even more. Like, fuck this. I'll be damned if I do this or let somebody else suffer through, anything that somebody else went through.
What I be thinking now, I would have went your route. Like what I know now, I'm like, that's the way to go.
Hey, you can't talk about it if you ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one thing for sure, I could be that guy that you can't say. I could say, nope, you ain't doing that to them, or that's not gonna happen to you today. But when I look at the level of support for this man, through probably mostly every law enforcement agency, or just every, I got black, and I hate using color for a lot of stuff, but I got a lot of black people that support this dude. First time I give you a pass. I don't give you a pass after you see all the shit he did, and all the shit all the things he's been doing.
But and devil's advocate, he act like a nigga though. Like, just think about it. He got felons. He talk that shit, grab him by the
He
pussy.
do.
He talk like niggas talk. So that's why I get
That's why he's where he's at.
it. It's
'cause
crazy.
He makes you think he is just like you, and that man ain't nowhere
Nowhere
near.
near.
You ain't nowhere near him. Let me put it that way.
He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
What I gotta give it to him, he is a branding genius. To put his last name on everything and brand himself like that, it's never been done before. It's crazy.
But he. So when I look at all of the things that people support, I can't. I'm not. I'm to a point where I won't reach out to people no more. You know what I mean? If we was cool before last Tuesday, we not cool no more.
Damn, you cutting your friends off?
Is that?
It means
I'm
a
not
lot
even
to
gonna
him.
call them friends.
Or they
but-
weren't your friend in the first place, huh?
Yeah, but it goes deeper. It goes deeper than her,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
I'm gonna get to her in a minute on my feelings on her. But him, you stand for the same shit this man do. and it's acceptable because he's giving you money, or he's giving you more power, or he's allowing you to do more shit.
That's crazy.
But everybody walking the streets of these Clevelands that did the same thing is locked up in the county or downstate. What's the difference? Tell me what's the fucking difference.
Power. Everybody want that power.
That privilege, man, and it just pisses me off. And I'm so glad that I am beyond that career. I love policing. I would not want to do that shit a day after the day I retired.
Damn.
I have zero regrets about retiring. I have zero feelings about being a police officer. What I miss a few of my coworkers. Don't get me wrong.
They can't come get your pension, can they?
No.
I'm about to say we can't air this.
No. But I don't regret. I mean, I don't miss being a part of something that's not what it was.
Okay.
And for the people. You know what I mean?
Would you say body cams hurt the policing or made it better?
Well, it made it better. It was necessary.
Okay.
But it actually made it better for us because now you can't say what I did when I know I didn't do it.
Okay.
If that makes sense. And it holds us accountable. Accountability is my favorite word in the police department because that's what one of the standards. 99% of police officers, they're accountable and they do the right thing. But like every career, you can't have 100%.
I got a question. The policing is different. So in your years, how many women police chiefs have you had?
One.
Okay.
Black.
Wow.
She was my commander.
So
And it's
She
funny.
wound up being the chief.
It's funny you say that.
doing my research.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yep.
We were talking about that on the way here.
That's why a lot of police force went with this guy. I mean, that's the only thing he in charge of is the army. So
Well, look, the policing wasn't for women anyway, and probably still ain't. I mean, it's just a male-dominated career, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. That's not.
It is.
This has always been a male-dominated career. It's gonna probably always be one.
And not saying that women can't do it, but ladies, we have to understand that there are just some careers that are just male dominated. It is what it is. It's not saying that we're less than them, but let's just be real about it. It's a male dominated.
That's what I've been trying to explain to
career.
my women. We got the sun and we got the moon. We need each other. We don't need two suns out here. We don't need two moons.
That's true.
So
And you're right. And it just, it's funny that he said that because we were just talking about, women in this industry or in this career, and how many women are police chiefs. And we're gonna have a guest on next week that is one. She's coming on to the show next week.
dope.
Yeah, I work for. So to touch on that, I did work for. I've had two women chiefs.
I can't wait to
And in my personal opinion, they were good.
Okay.
One of the reasons I went to, and I'll explain, go into that more detail
next week.
Week. But one of the reasons I chose that specific department was because of that person.
And one more question, like I asked the last show. Do you think America is more sexism or racism?
I think America is more classism. They're more classist.
Yeah,
What you think of that?
if you had me to, if I had to pick one, it's racism.
Okay.
Because sexism is always racism. It's because it don't even matter if you male or male, if you black or white, if you Asian and whatever, racism.
Would you say it's more misogynistic? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
See, and that's a good thing that we see it differently. We're seeing it through two different lenses.
But it's good to see like y'all disagreeing. But ain't nobody mad. That's why I be mad with the Republicans. These are two that need to work together.
Because it gives me a different perspective when he says how he sees it, and I say how I see it, and it's like, oh,
Got a woman and a man.
Okay.
The sun and the moon. We don't, like I said.
we don't necessarily agree on it, but okay, that's how you see it. That's how you see it. And I see it the way that I see it because of what I've seen and what I've had to endure. And one of the things that he and I talked about this week as well is that we as black women, I'm going to tell you something, I've sat in C-suite positions. And I know that this country is not ready for none of us. No black woman is this country ready for to sit in C-suite positions. When I did sit in two of them in my career, One of them, a black man, did me wrong.
And not to cut you off, but the biggest mic drop. If women work together, y'all could run all this. We doing all this for y'all. Getting a haircut. I'm only getting a job to get me a baddie. I'm not like it's the crazy.
But you know what, T? That it just trickles because it's not just women. It's blacks. We don't work together, right?
We don't.
Women don't work together. Black men don't work together. They gonna hate on. Oh man!
But the women can control us. That's a fact.
That's true.
Go back in history, the wars back before we was born.
It's amazing that you say that because I had a conversation today in my office with another black woman who's a powerful black woman in the city of Cleveland. She said the exact same thing.
I know.
She said it. Yeah. She said this is where the rubber meets the road for us as black women.
On the funny
this
note,
is it.
I just never seen a broke nigga hook up with a rich woman and came up. Never in my life. Never in my life. Never in my life.
This is where the rubber meets the road for black women. It is time for us to bond together.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, it's time for us to put aside all of this petty cattiness that we have amongst ourselves as black women. Now is the time for us to come together on one accord to do what it is that we need to do for our communities. We need to bond together, and it starts now. We can no longer be divided and be separate because it's getting us nowhere. Black men, they're going to come along with us. But we as black women have got to make sure we treat our black men right too. We don't always do right by them. We don't. I'm going to keep it all the way 100, sisters. And brothers, y'all don't always do right by us.
This is two-way street that's got to become one, man.
It has to, and we've got to be able to address the elephant in the room. We've got to be able to talk about these things that is bogging down our communities. If we don't come together as a unit, meaning black woman, black man, we're going to keep this divide and this wall between us. And as long as that divide and that wall is between us, we're never going to see change in our communities. We're never going to change the lens. Ever, never, ever, never, ever. Women, y'all probably going to get pissed off with me when I tell y'all this one. But let me tell you something. You can't raise no man, sisters. You cannot. Sorry, not sorry. And I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Stop running around here thinking that you can take a boy child and turn him into a man, because you can't. You don't know what a man goes through. You don't know how a man feels. You don't know what they're thinking. Hell, we have trouble dealing with us as women because we don't understand ourselves yet.
But let me put the brakes on that for a minute. I can speak on that because I'm a single kid. You know what I mean? And I think my mother did a pretty goddamn good job. And it's not to say she didn't.
I'm same here. But she
you
probably
know,
put some dope, some powerful men.
And that's where I was going.
Yes.
Yep.
That my mom, out of
same here.
The few relationships she had before my dad, you know, my dad is my dad now. They were influential, and they taught me right from wrong. So I guess I could, to not have a true father by title, but he was still that father figure.
But I think what she's saying, like knocking dudes down, like I don't need no man. I'm gonna run like that, like saying like that. Like you might be mad at the baby daddy, but like you might, get yourself together, regroup. You might date again, and another dude might come in your life and might help you out, you and your kid, like that. Some women so harsh. I don't need no nigga. I'm about to do this. Like only the black women say that. Only black women say that.
Or they run in that same cycle of the same type of motherfuckers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, damn, you done have 15 of these, but at some point you got to figure this shit out.
Now this is something that's gonna really make him mad. That's why I say I don't know why I should say this, but like a woman who didn't grow up with her father, it's pretty tough because a man can do it, but a woman can do it because she ain't gonna have no direction. It's deep. It's deep because that's the only man in her life that's gonna truly love her. That's never gonna let her down. But like a man, we can figure it out. We gonna whoop-de-whoop. But a woman without no man in her life, no father, it's deep, man. It's so deep.
That is a very true statement, and I'll put myself out there. God rest my father's soul. My father was not involved in my life early on. I knew who my father was, And I knew he and my mom had married at some point, but then they went their separate ways. And then my dad went and had other children. So my dad was not very intricate in my life. And for a long time, I resented my father because of that. So I had daddy issues. And until I confronted those daddy issues, I was angry. I would fight in school. All I knew how to do is fight. I'd kick a bitch down a hill in a minute because that's all I did. I fought all the time. But
she on the next pay-per-view, man. She been training.
With Tyson, I can't wait.
Yeah, we
But-
fly out tomorrow night. We fly out tomorrow night for Wade.
And those that went to school, they went to school with me. They knew that I was a fighter. That's all I did was fight. I remember I got into a fight with this girl up the street on the block. All I know was she was out her clothes, and her little brother had got knocked across the street.
That
And
shit, crazy. That's some shit you see on
it
Friday.
was just, I mean, the playground, they was like, Netta up there fighting in the middle of the street, and the whole playground came to the top of the hill, and it was over at that point. By the time they got there, she was on the floor. She was on the ground. She was crying, and I had to end up going to court and all this kind of stuff. But that's neither here nor there. But I got beyond that. But one thing, my father, and I, my dad came to me, and like I said, God rest his soul. He wasn't perfect. Nobody gave him a handbook. My dad apologized to me. And he told me he was sorry that he wasn't there for me. And I'll never forget, he came to see me and he brought my sisters. And this was after their mom was murdered. And he said, I want y'all to know each other. You all you got if something happens to me. And I'm the oldest of my father's children. And I met my sisters, most of them for the very first time. And my dad, he said sorry. And that bridged the gap for my father and I. And I'll never forget that I went to see my dad for his 70th birthday. And I remember coming back home and telling my mom, I said, my dad's steps is getting short. And I told my mom, I said, my dad not going to make it out this year. And she said, really? I said, he not going to make it. That year, 5 days before my birthday, my dad closed his eyes and took flight. But I was glad that I was able to spend that time with him for his birthday. I was glad that my father and I mended our relationship because that helped me as a woman to understand why my father was the way that he was. But we were able to get beyond that, and I was able to get closure as to why I never had my father around. And now I understand. But you're right. It is hard for us. It is very hard for us. And a lot of times, we as black women, we always end up with a mate or a husband patterned after our father. And I did. My dad was an alcoholic. I married an
A lot of
alcoholic.
reading. I be doing reading, man. It's just you gotta
This
just.
is-
This is why I love this place because you get to meet so many different type of people every day. No 2 days are alike except the 1st and the 15th. But
That part. That part.
That's all.
we gotta live it. Enjoy this, man. Enjoy it, man.
But we got to make sure, at this point, our wounds, they should be healing up now. We should be mending, and we should be strategizing and focusing on what we need to do, because we got to hit the ground running come January. We can't worry about the inauguration and what he getting ready to do and all this other. We can worry a
We gotta
little.
work harder, work together.
We gotta work
harder,
smarter.
harder.
Smarter. But the reason we got to work smarter, we got to work smarter on, I'm going to say it again. We got to work smarter on that local and state level, people.
Right here at home.
We got to take care of home. We got to sweep around our own front door, as the old folks say. Sweep around your own front door, because that is where you will get the biggest impact, is at your state and local levels. We take care of that, it will take care of itself at the federal level. That's what we need to focus on.
So we might need you to run.
Man, look.
Got the platform.
I ain't trying to say
It's
I
the
want to deal
platform.
with that shit, but it's be in the back of my mind. Like,
Come up here and talk your shit every week.
She
and you
in
got the
about,
people with you.
About 4 to 8 years, she might need to think about
Yeah,
it.
y'all got everybody come and interview you. It's real. You can set an example.
Because we gotta open our minds. We can't keep playing this game. We can't keep acting like we don't know how to play the game. One thing I know about black folk, we cold out here. We the coldest ethnicity that has ever hit the planet.
Cold-blooded, but everybody want to be us.
Why do you think they want to be us?
We was here first.
Thank you. But we don't even understand our own history. We don't. And I posted something today. Somebody was posting about we need to pour our money into black-owned businesses. And I've been seeing it floating around all week, and
Only
I'm
if
like,
the black business is about black business.
That's
If they,
exactly what I
I'm
said.
not about to go there because it's black.
I said,
You gotta
That
hold
shit
it. You gotta hold
nasty.
yourself to
Yeah,
a
if it's
standard.
raggedy, if it ain't up to time, I'm
Don't
waiting 50 minutes for my meal.
Don't charge me $50 for a tablespoon of fucking macaroni and
Come
cheese
on.
and one rib bone. Come on,
I
man.
don't care because you black.
Hey, I don't either. I won't come back.
I said when I posted it, and I know I pissed a lot of people off because people responded to the post. I said, we can't do that until we understand the blueprint and until we read Black Wall Street.
Well, but that's what they said about Harris. I mean, that's what we just said. That's what people said about Harris. That's wild.
Until we read the blueprint and we understand what Black Wall Street was. There's several books that talk about Black Wall Street. And I meant to bring my Kindle, but it was down. But until we understand how Black Wall Street evolved, stop putting that out there.
One movie. Did y'all see Killers of the Flower Moon?
No.
I need to watch that tonight.
Is it on Netflix?
I'm gonna check.
All right. So look, one of the things I wanted to talk about. Because it's only gonna take a minute. I'm not gonna go deep into it, but after that election, I mean, I've been around probably. I've been voting since I was 18. So you're talking damn near pretty soon 40 years by the next presidential election. Yeah,
You
I know.
old.
God
I'm just
damn,
playing. I'm just
man.
playing.
Shit.
I'm just
Do
playing.
they
I'm
even
just
make
playing.
ballots by the time?
I'm just playing.
But when I think about this, I really got in my feelings about her. Mm-hmm. And I say this because I never saw her, in my opinion, get her fair shake. What disappointed me the most were the women. I don't care if you like her, but being a woman, can you appreciate that she even almost got that far as a woman, knowing the shit you've been through, knowing the shit that you go through? Can you acknowledge that, you know what, I don't like her, but damn, it was kind of cool to see a woman be almost that top person. Even with Obama, it's like, damn, whether you agree with him or not, black or not, it was good to finally, and I hate that we still talking first anything in 2024.
Right.
But it was
Still,
good.
we still talking.
It's going to still be something else. But it was good to at least see that we in modern day, we had this, I can die saying I seen my first black president.
Like Cleveland
Or
never
only
had a
black.
woman black mayor, had it?
Nope.
No.
See, it's deep.
Never.
No.
It's a lot of governors that haven't had a woman.
No.
It's so people got to do their research.
But to the black women, because I got a few of them on my feed, and,
Shout out to the
and
black
I'm
women.
sitting next to a professional one, and to me, it's just like this. It's like an apology. It's an apology to the black woman for no one ever feeling like you got the power to do shit. It's an apology for black women that no one believes in you. It's an apology for black women that people are actually intimidated by you when you can do no harm to them, but only better. That comes with being a mother. That comes with being a nurturer. Women are natural born leaders. Women are natural born nurturers. And it's like you just throw all that shit away because they're women. You don't give them a fair shake because you don't want to take an order from a woman. God forbid you're in a position at a corporation or a company and you're a woman and this man got to take orders from you. Well, too damn bad. I don't know what to tell you, but me having a mom that worked her ass off her whole year. I don't have siblings. When I do somewhere, whether through marriage or whatever, I got siblings, I got daughters, I got whatever I got. I love those black women and I support them and I praise them, I push them, and I pray for them to do everything that they can and never give up regardless of what the hell society think, regardless of what men think, black men, white men, whatever, black women, white women, don't let nobody hate on you. You know what I mean? And it's just sad to see these successful black women. And I got some on my feed who own their own business, who are teachers, who are damn good. Not only were phenomenal parents, but great. They did right by the people that they did shit for. And, you know, to see them constantly being held down, undercut, pushed down, whatever, it just gets, it's frustrating. Anger. You know what I mean? But to the black woman, whatever you've been out there doing, keep doing it. Whatever you want to do, don't stop until you get there. You know what I mean? And us as black men, we gotta support them, because damn, if they support us, they'll support everybody I ever been with. Supported my dreams, and I support theirs too. And whatever she decides she want to do, I'm supporting it. You know, even if I don't want to be, what the fuck you mean we gotta take a plane at 3 a.m? All right, fuck, whatever. But the bottom line is, you do what you gotta do to help them become successful. And I just felt like, regardless of your feelings of her, like they hated her so much for what? Because of your poor, shitty research. And even if the shit that she did that you didn't like, again, that's separate from, at some point, when as a woman, or when do you realize and say to yourself, that shit was cool, she almost got it. You know what I mean? In this country, that to me, that's another way to turn a corner and evolve in this country. Nah, they rather take 2 steps back. So
It's wild.
it is what it is.
I mean, it is wild, and you know, I appreciate you saying that and speaking up. You know, coming from a black man, you know, that means a lot. But black women, we got to do better by each other.
Y'all can run this. Y'all can run this.
It's plain and simple. Black women, we got to do right by each other. And I say this, and I'll say it again, and I'll continue to say it. There's enough room at the top for all of us, because we all bring something different to the table. We bring an intricate piece to the table. It's like a puzzle. We are a part of a puzzle. And if we start putting that puzzle together, the picture that we will put together will be like no other. But we gotta stop hating on one another. We gotta stop talking about each other. We gotta stop doing all this undermining shit to each other. We gotta stop saying, well, she ain't gonna never get fired, and she ain't gonna do this, and I ain't gonna let her get above me, and blah blah. Because I've heard it all. I've heard it and I've seen it all. We don't support one another. We will do each other dirty. But we are the only ethnicity that does not stand united. When you look at other races and ethnicities, they can be arguing, they can be fighting, they could just got into a fight. But I guarantee you, when it comes time to mount up,
It's by design too.
Yeah.
It's by design.
what they doing? They mounting up.
Yeah, but it's by design to keep us like this.
But we allow it to be by design. And we've known this for years. So if we know this, when you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
When do we start doing better? When?
Now.
When do we start doing better?
Now.
We gotta pick it up.
We have to, because it's getting out of control. But you know, we gonna get ready to get out of here, because 1 hour is just not enough. And you know, we're just gonna, you know, we're thinking about taking the show to 2 hours. But we're thinking about taking it to 2 hours in the new year, because we just don't get enough time to really hit everything we need to talk about. And there's so much on the table that we need to unpack. You know, that's gonna be my key word in 2025. We unpacking a whole lot of shit in 2025, because we're gonna get it right. And this show is, I'm gonna use this platform. DJ and I are gonna use this platform.
She's gonna run for election.
We're gonna use this platform
2029.
I'll be the
empower
driver. I'll
our
be the driver.
2029.
Be the driver.
We're gonna empower our people, because I can't hold all this knowledge and not share it. Whenever I learn something, I'm gonna share it with my people, because we shall perish for lack of knowledge. And I will not allow my people to perish. I'm gonna share whatever it is I know, and I'm going to try and do my best to lead you in the right direction. As my grandma used to say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink it. So with that, DJ, is there anything you want to say before we close out this show tonight?
Well, on a good note, and not that was bad, because we just got a lot of shit off our chest, basically. On a good note, our Cleveland Cavaliers is 12-0. 12-0.
Yeah, Yeah.
Them boys looking good.
They balling.
They
Now,
boy.
to play
and-
devil's advocate, the last time Trump was in office, he won the championship. So.
Hey.
I'ma do you like Larry did you.
If you
I'ma
get
do you
some
like
good,
Larry did you.
If we can get some good mojo on just that, I'll take that, and that's all I want. That's
See, I'm
all
gonna do
I
you.
want.
I'm gonna do you like Larry. I'm gonna start hitting the table.
But
I'ma hit the table.
But I'm gonna
Sorry,
tell
I'm
you,
sorry.
no, that's some real shit. But he, you know, I was watching First Take this morning. They finally gave him some props. Like,
Did they?
They
You know,
finally
what's the
did.
name of hater? He's number
Kendrick
one.
Perkins. Well, first of all, it shouldn't have took a week.
Yes.
When they was 5-6-0, they should at least been acknowledged.
They were saying the schedule was weak. I'm like, how
No,
do you
it's
know the
not weak.
schedule? We just played. This is the first week.
We played Milwaukee in a back-to-back. Regardless of how
LA.
they playing, you got to do LA. The Knicks was the beginning of the year.
Philly,
is tomorrow. You know what I mean?
they tripped.
You
But
saying
look-
Stephen A is a hater?
Oh, he number one.
Well, he wasn't even on there.
Don't leave.
But I will
Leave my
say
boy
this:
alone.
Shannon and Perkins.
Big Perk.
Perk said, "Man, if any team can challenge the Celtics, it's these boys."
What's up?
And they built for it. Kenny Atkinson has them playing the kind of ball that they should have been playing.
And I was hating on bigger staff. I'm like, why we fire him? I get it now.
He had no offensive mind. I knew that.
Defense.
But the Cavs were one of the best defensive teams last year, regardless.
But this
But you
dude-
can't. They can play from behind, or they can push the lead out. Now you got to play them.
This dude saying, go score.
Now you got to play them.
And he coming from the championship. Like, we need.
You know
like,
what it needs,
If
yeah.
you win a ring, that's the only people I talk to. I talk to winners.
Yeah.
And you know what? We were talking about this last night. They have scored nothing less than 100.
He telling
Every
them,
game.
He telling them, go out there and,
and
ball.
ball. And they've been doing it. And the same talent we had last year clearly shows you coaching makes a difference.
Well, only in Bickerstaff defense, what's the name had broke his. Remember what's the name?
Oh, Darius. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
so
did get hurt.
it's-
And we didn't have Allen.
Yeah, and it started off slow, so that was the only thing. But now everybody healthy.
Yep.
So if we can just keep this going, because I went into Target, I went and grabbed me some lunch, and they were talking about if the Cavs go 25-0.
Whoa,
They'll-
slow down.
No, this is what they were saying. If they go 25-0, they'll beat Golden State's record.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They'll become.
That's going to be tough.
that's a hell of a record.
That's tough.
But now we got this in-tournament stuff going on.
Oh
this
my
weekend.
God, yeah, that's right. I forgot we talked about that.
Well,
We
one more
talked
question:
about-
Tyson or
Oh, Iron Mike.
I'm
man.
going with Mike Tyson, baby.
Have you seen Tyson?
of course.
He
of course.
looks like I'm about to fuck. He don't look like the Tyson that was
So-
training
and
before
that's-
he even got hurt.
And where the fight gonna be at? It's in Vegas.
I don't know. I think it is
I don't
Vegas.
know, but I know it's on Netflix, right?
It's on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Netflix.
First time they doing a live event.
Is
Really?
it?
Netflix. stepping
Well, they
it
picked
up.
a good one.
And they're doing wrestling 2025. They signed $1 billion deal with
Oh, for
wrestling.
WrestleMania.
No, wrestling.
Or
They'll
just
show
re-
live wrestling on there now.
Oh, that's gonna be
well,
for
shit,
you.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's
He's a
look, man,
WWE fan.
I've been watching wrestling. You know, unfortunately, ain't no more Road Warriors and all that. But
Yeah,
Hey.
those legends are gone. They're
I'm
gone.
still-
Mr.
still in it.
Perfect.
man,
Oh, Kurt Hennings, Mr. Perfect. Yeah, I remember that. My guy was the Ultimate Warrior.
I'm just glad y'all ain't talking about y'all Steelers. You know,
Oh, we
this
ain't
is a
had
good
to.
one.
Nah,
Okay,
we
good.
ain't had to.
What's
know,
already
I-
understood don't have to be
yeah,
explained.
yeah.
Oh, so what's the name of your quarterback?
Wilson, he always was.
Oh, that's weird.
Justin
I didn't-
Wilson was
get it.
hurt,
Okay. I didn't know that.
so they
Yeah,
had to
he
rehab
came-
him.
He
Yeah.
hurt his hamstring in preseason.
Yeah.
But that was a good comeback win.
calf,
I was watching the game while I was working on my computer. A good game.
We know you watch winners.
No, I mean
we
we
understand.
was on the buy, so like I should
No,
have hit
no.
the leads.
So
I
you
should've-
actually got to
I
watch
should've
the real
raked the
football.
leads. Yeah.
No,
you
no.
gotta-
After I was done raking the leads, I caught y'all at halftime.
You just said
Hey,
it yourself.
T, I just got to know, man. How many times you say, "Damn, why can't we do that?"
No, I mean we one day.
But you know what? He just said it, DJ. He just said he only talked to winners.
That is true. The coldest man, and we only
Wrap
talk.
the show up,
We
man.
only talk to winners. We only talk to winners because the coldest man on the board. We don't mess with nobody.
Ain't that what he said? I'm just bringing
He
it back
did
to
say
him.
that.
I'm just bringing it back to him.
Yeah. And he wasn't just talking about the Cavs.
No,
He
no,
wasn't
no.
just
He was
the
talking about
Cavs.
us stealing.
What
Y'all
I
see
see
it right
what I
here.
got to deal with.
Right here.
Y'all watch the
Y'all see it,
video,
y'all see
man.
it.
They looking mad fly.
You know-
her undershirt is Steelers. That was
That's
fly.
right.
That was
Man,
fly.
look,
That was right.
fly.
That's
This
right.
goes all the way.
Who y'all
to
play this
that.
week?
Oh, we got the Ravens.
Yeah, we
man.
got
This
them-
about
them
to
rat
go down.
birds.
Now it's about time for y'all to
Nah,
lose.
nah,
All
nah,
right,
nah,
all
nah.
right.
I got all these rat birds over here on my live.
playing at?
Danny
Listen.
Wilson,
They
Terry,
playing in Baltimore. I'm sorry. Yeah, Baltimore.
Okay.
Lisa.
No. They playing in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry.
Really, Lisa? Really,
Listen,
Lisa?
The Baltimore. First of all, we got a winning record against the entire division in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
Including Baltimore.
I
Yep.
would say not the last 2 years.
Them
25.
Ratbirds.
Oh shit, we got the last 2 years.
Not over us.
But I want to say to all you Browns fans,
I ain't
y'all
messing with you.
y'all get ready. December 8th, come on up to the
can't
Shield.
wait.
Come on up to the
Watch party.
Shield.
I'm
Come
gonna
on up.
be there.
Yes, really,
Listen,
Lisa.
this is a watch party you don't want to miss.
Everybody come on up
We
to the
got
Shield.
basket giveaways.
That's
We
right.
giving away trips. We is feeding y'all.
It's a Thursday game.
Sunday.
It's a Sunday game.
Yeah, Sunday, December 8th.
Thursday
Doors
night, we'll
open
be
at
on the field.
11.
What you mean?
We'll be at the game on Thursday night when we play y'all here.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
I
be
knew
there.
one game was a Thursday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that's the
21st.
first
21st, right?
Yeah, 20, something
Oh,
like
for
that.
Thanksgiving. They always do that.
The week before
Yep.
Thanksgiving.
Week before. We gonna cook them turkeys.
Well,
Fried.
no, because we about
Deep
to
fry?
we about to go on a 2-game winning streak. We might win out. We might win out. We might win out.
Okay, and on that note, we're gonna get ready to get up out of here.
There's something wrong.
You're right. Let me give you the quote of the week, and this is the perfect quote for the week, and the song is gonna take us up out of here. And this quote is from Gandhi, and this can be no truer. Be the change that you wish to see in the world.
Bingo.
On that note, we are going to get up out of here. We will see you guys next week. We're going to have another action-packed show. And we got Mr. Teddy P himself taking us up out of here. Y'all be nice,
Yeah.
and we'll catch y'all on the other side.
Peace.
Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. No more back thinking, time for thinking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There's so much hatred, war and poverty. Wake up, all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen to what you have to say. They're the ones who's coming up, and the world is in their hands. When you teach the children, teach them the very best you can. The world won't get no better if we just let it be. Na 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 na. The world won't get no better. We gotta change it now, just you and me. Wake up, all the doctors, make the old people well. They're the ones who suffer and who catch all the hair. But they don't have so very long before their judgment day. So won't you make them happy before they pass away? Wake up, all the builders, time to build a new land. I know